to Chaco Canyon on 13 miles of dirt road. Okay, everybody ready? We're really booking it. This is how fast we're going. They can just
stay on the other side.
At this point in our New Mexico stint, this will be the 4th Ancestral Puebloan National Park site that we visited. And we've been told this is the mother of them all. We didn't set out specifically to learn about this culture, but it was the natural progression of the rewind through history that began with our first stop in New Mexico, which was Las Vegas. From here, we started traveling backwards in time. We went to Pecos, where the Puebloan Indians revolted against the Spanish missionaries, and then to Bandelier, where the Puebloan settlements predated the Spanish by at least 100 years. It's easy to assume that everything prior to that was generally prehistoric and pretty simplistic, which is why when American expeditionary forces first stumbled upon the Chaco ruins in the 19th century, they were as stunned and awed as we were to find a deserted 600-plus room apartment complex in the middle of the desert. So we're rewinding back a little further in time, about 1,000 years ago, before the building of Machu Picchu in Peru, and before the flourishing of Aztec culture in Mexico. This is when William the Conqueror was crossing the channel to take Britain, and here is what was happening in the American Southwest. The Puebloan Indians were in the midst of this rapid social development. That's a good question. And they were building these giant communal complexes. At Chaco Canyon, we saw 4 of these complexes, Pueblo Bonito being the most spectacular of them all. It's gonna be your house, this room right here? Ooh, it's very nice. Nice, I think you picked a good spot. It was only inhabited for a short period, maybe 200 or 300 years, and there are a lot of theories about why that might be. The most compelling one to me was that at the time when this was built, there was an unseasonably wet century. And once that really wet period ended, and this went back to being desert, the Puebloans pretty quickly discovered that the desert can't support a really large concentration of people. While we were walking around these ruins and trying to orient ourselves towards what each of the areas may have been used for, we ended up with a ton of questions, which we, of course, took back to the rangers. We were pretty disappointed with the outcome of that, honestly. I felt like we were basically told that we were being too Western in asking what the purpose of this particular structure was or what was done in that structure. If the Puebloans left it that way, then that's how they wanted it to be left. Period. That's all you need to know. So our curiosity was definitely stoked being here in Chaco, but I don't think we got the answers we were looking for until we went further north to the next set of Pueblo sites in the Four Corners area.
I can't even... Another metal hut there?
That's where the kivas and the sipapus and the T-shaped doors and the black and white pottery and the most mind-blowing use of natural geologic features in architecture all came together. You guys can squeeze in and come along.